Stay to the very end, past where I say thank you, and see what my final bill was for my $89 alignment. You will be surprised. So, originally thought I was going to go in front end alignment, 89 bucks. Um, yeah, at the very end, I'll tell you my final number and see if you guessed correctly. All right, thanks, bye. Ooh, this is one I'm just now experiencing and I'm going to need your help on because the topic is maintenance. I had no idea how much more RV maintenance costs than regular car maintenance. All of us have had cars our whole lives, and we know that what a oil change costs, what some engine repair costs, and the various maintenance things for a car. But I had no idea when you have an RV that the prices are just astronomical on some of these things. My RV is a shorty. It's only 18 feet from nose to tail. Yet, on height, because of the air conditioning dome, or whatever you call that thing, it's 12 feet tall. Now, 12 feet tall for some reason is just tall enough that it doesn't fit in a regular maintenance bay where they can lift it up. It's too tall. So you have to go to a special RV shop, even though things like Mercedes Sprinter vans are longer, they're not taller. And all of a sudden, when you're in an RV shop, I don't know what's going on, but the prices are not what I'm used to for cars. For instance, a simple one is I need a front end alignment. At a regular car place, it would be $89. But I had to go find a place that there wasn't any place in Provo that I could get this rig lifted to get an alignment. I had to go find a place that had a pit, and I'm going to go do that today. But instead of $89, it was like $140. So I'd love to hear from you guys out there. Just because it's an RV, does it cost more to get everything done? It just seems, this is something I'm just now getting into, so I can't tell you the answers, but I'd like to know from you guys that, RV stands for raised value or something, or I don't know, because so far everything I've had to get done to this thing is a lot more than getting it done to a car. So I'm putting that warning out there for those of you who are thinking of getting into an RV versus like a Sprinter van or something like that. I'm guessing, and I'd like for you guys to tell me if my guess is true, that by having an RV, all repair costs are just going to cost more, and they're not standardized. I'm finding you can call one place and they'll say, oh, to get your engine looked at, it's going to cost $500. And then you go call someplace else and they're like $1,500. And you call someplace else and it's like $250. And it makes me wonder, like, what kind of... I guess it's the same in cars, but I don't know. This is one I don't have enough data, enough experience to be able to tell you, but I'm sure there are some of you in my that follow this that could help anybody else who's looking at getting an RV, because gosh, it seems like it varies from state to state, and it varies a whole lot more than car stuff. I mean, with car stuff, I had a ballpark idea what was the right number and what was the wrong number for like an oil change. things like that, but I don't know RVs enough to know the answer. So could you guys give me a hand with the fact that, am I wrong in thinking that maintenance on an RV, the prices are just more scattered and all over the place, or am I wrong, or I don't know. I'm asking you. So maintenance is something that I hadn't added to my look at, when you're looking at getting an RV thing, and I'm adding it now because I'm in the middle of getting some things done with my RV, and I'm just surprised at how hard it is to find a place that'll work on an RV. That's like, because I'm used to looking at auto shops. And then number two, I'm kind of surprised at what it's costing me. So let me know your thoughts, and I'll keep posting if you keep watching. Thank you so much. Bye. Then they said they couldn't even do the alignment anyhow because my rig is 12 feet tall and it won't fit in their bay. They can't get it up high enough to do the alignment. So they were kind enough. They helped call all over the place, and we finally found one place. It's called Les Schwab, that has a pit, and they do their alignments in the pit rather than having to raise it up. And because it's an RV and a little bit bigger and all that, and because it's just Les Schwab, it went from $89 to $130 to do that. And I was like, okay. So I'm 550, 130, 680, something like that. And I'm like, all right, it's quite a bit higher than the $89, but it's the only place in town that would do it, other than going to like a commercial place that works on giant vehicles. So I went in, started that process. They took the wheels off, and they said it won't hold an alignment because there's a bunch of other stuff that's not right in my vehicle. And I've got a list. Let's see. It needed replace the ball joints, the upper ball joints, lower ball joints. It needed something called bushings, and all of that. The ball joints were like $455 for the pair, and the bushings and all this other stuff, upper ball joint, lower ball joint, everything. It ended up being $1,135 to get it all done. And they said unless these bushings and ball joints and everything got put in, the alignment wouldn't hold. So I'm hoping they were telling me the truth. So 1137, let's say 1140, so it was about 1800. Did you guys guess that? So I went from $89 to 1800, but they said, if I hadn't done this, it would have cost more because my front end would have completely destroyed itself. And boy, it does. It runs really nice. You point it and it goes just where you point it. Steering wheel's back to balanced. Hopefully over the next year or two, maybe I'll get it back in gas mileage. Maybe, you know, the front end won't have so much friction and all that, but you know, $89 to 1,800 sucked, but it's definitely a lesson, and I'll keep an eye on my tires now, not only for pressure but for wear. And so, did you guess that? That one was painful, but I learned a lot. And here's my second. Thank you for watching, and letting you know what real RV maintenance costs. I'm sure you guys have some stories out there where, you know, something broke on your RV that you thought was going to be simple, and next thing you know, you're thousands of dollars scratching your head going, what happened? So thanks for watching again, and this is real life RV pains. But, you know, I'm learning, so thanks a lot. Catch you later. Bye.